Hey everybody, welcome back to Beard and Brew, where today we're playing a very special game. This game actually just, what I told many people was that this game just snuck its way into my top 5, and I stand by that. We're playing Borderlands. We're playing the Underdome, which is just, it's wave, how do you say this? Wave combat, I guess. So I just get enemies, and all I do is just kill them. This has nothing to do with the story, other than I can get a, it's a mission. That's what I was looking for. It's a mission. So some funny stories about this game, in my personal experience. So I've been blowing my friends up as far as, hey, do you guys know how to play this? I'm having trouble. What can you guys, as far as like advice or anything? So about a few years ago, my brother handed me this game along with South Park Stick of Truth. He said, give this a try. I think you'll like it. And I was like, yeah. I said, I've seen this game, and I've never really thought about playing it. It's not that I didn't think it didn't look good. I was just like, meh. I wasn't really sure how I was going to feel about it. I don't know. One of those weird things, Sometimes you see a game and you're like, meh, and then all of a sudden people start talking about it, and then it's like, okay, maybe I should play this, So anyways, so he gives this to me, and I play it for a good 15-20 minutes, right? All I'm doing is shooting skags. The first few missions are nothing but killing skags. And just little, like, what I would pretty much call bullshit missions. Just to kind of I think it's just to kind of get you used to how everything goes as far as, like, the mission boards and who you get your missions from, and just kind of being accustomed to how the game works, So he goes, hey, how far are you into Borderlands? And I was like, I put it down. I was like, dude, all I was doing was shooting dogs for like 20 minutes, and I got bored. He goes, you've got to get longer than 20 minutes. He goes, it gets so much better. And here, last couple months ago, a buddy of mine got Doom on the Switch, and he said, hey, you should really play Doom. And I played Doom 2016, and I really liked it. And I kind of looked at getting Doom Eternal, but unfortunately with a toddler, I can't just drop $60 on games like I used to. And at the time, it was actually on sale for like $30. And I was like, I said, I think I'm just going to try to hold on to my money, because it was right about the start of the thing that's going on, if you know what I mean. And I said, I bought Borderlands on the 360 from I want to say from like DK Oldies, I think. Which, if you've never shopped from DK Oldies, if you're looking for older games, I'd strongly recommend them. But anywho, so I bought it, and it sat in my case, like my TV stand in its case, for I don't know how long, and then the thing, my buddy was like, hey, you should play Doom, and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna hold on to my money, and I was like, I do kind of want to play a shooter. I've got this. Let's go ahead and give it another whirl. So I did, and the first time I picked Brick, and Brick is the Berserker class, okay, and this time I picked Brick, and I was like, this is fun, but I was like, I'm having a hard time with Brick, and I'm getting online. I'm getting on the Reddit forums. I'm getting on all these different websites, trying to read, like, okay, how am I supposed to play this game? And I'm playing by myself. I don't like playing online unless I'm playing like with my friends. Like, I would rather play with my friends. I don't want to play with some random. And the reason is because, like, I'm not the greatest at video games. I like playing them. To me, it's more of a casual thing. I'm not out to join Major League Gaming anytime soon. So anywho, but that and little kids playing online are little cruel a-holes. No, I'm not dealing with that. Especially with like me sometimes not being able to hit the broadside of a bar unless I'm like holding the shotgun. Like that. But anyway, so I was scouring the internet. I'm like, how am I supposed to play this game? I'm having a rough time understanding. You know, there was stuff about like building your character, the proper way to build your character, and I was so used to anytime you play an RPG where you divvy up skill points as far as your character goes. You know, normally like and stuff like that, like you know, like fighter games, where you do that. What are they called? Like side-scrolling beat 'em up kind of games where it's like you get skill points every time you kill X amount of enemies, and you divvy your points up amongst your character as far as like, you know, normally you always end up wanting to max out your character in every stat. This is different. So I was reading a lot where people were saying, oh, well, you should max out and do this, this, and this. You should pay more attention to this one skill tree if you want your character to be like this. You should pay more attention if you want to this one skill tree if you want your character to be more like this. So I got to this part where I had to kill this dude to open up the catch a ride system, and it's Bonehead. That was the boss, was Bonehead. I was getting killed, right? And at this point, I don't think I had opened up the bounty board yet. Okay, so the Horde Wave. The Horde Wave is kind of rough. I say that. So I always go shotgun, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to have a ton of psychos, these guys. And the psychos are vault hunters that became so obsessed with hunting vaults that they essentially lost their minds. And then now they hang out with bandits a lot. You'll see them always with bandits, but they always take off running at you. The worst ones are the suicide psychos, where they take off, not those guys, not the burning psychos, but they take off running with like a stick of dynamite and they get close to you. And then they blow up. Those guys suck. So, but anyway, so finally it got to the point where I was like, you know, I said I'm just not having a good time with the brick. This is glitched out. Bam! I'll just put you out of your misery right now, glitchy. But I was like, you know, I don't understand. I'm just not good with brick. You know, and come to find out, like, you should play the character how the character was, like, meant to be played. So by that, I mean, like, so Brick's this big hulking, like, beast of a man, right? And his weapon, he would rather punch and get up on people and beat the crap out of them, and probably... and use like rocket launchers and stuff, like big weapons. Think like I don't know, just like a big dude using like rocket launchers, bazookas, just like, you know, we're not finessing anything. We'll go in and we'll blow crap up, and we'll explosions and stuff like that, you know. And to me, that's not really my play style. So Brick was not a good choice. And I start talking with other people, and I'm like, you know, I picked Brick, and I just don't think Brick was the right pick for me, and I'm not having great luck. And a lot of people that I was talking to, people online, I put a post out on Reddit that was like, hey, I'm having a rough time, you know, can somebody help me? And a lot of people were saying that if you're playing by yourself, the best class character to be is either the sniper or the siren, and it's mostly based on combat skill and your special ability. So Mordecai's special ability, which is who I am, I'm Mordecai. I ended up going through and I picked Mordecai, started all the way over again. I kept Brick up just in case I just didn't have a better time with Mordecai, and I ended up like being way better with Mordecai than I was with Brick. And after that, I was Brick the whole way through, and I was like, okay, I'm way better with Brick as far as like, because to me it's like I would rather sit kind of in a spot and try to pick off as many of them until essentially I start getting enemies surrounding me, and then I'll start kind of blasting my way out with a shotgun, or which I know the shotgun and the assault rifles are not really Mordecai style. A lot of people were saying that the sniper rifles and revolvers, depending on how you set the skill tree up, which I know I didn't set mine up very well because I was trying to figure that out on my own, and I don't think I did. But yeah, I picked Mordecai. I was like, okay, I'm like way better with Mordecai than anything, and I ended up beating the game with him. And so, but the thing about the skill trees, and I did this with Zero. So right now I'm playing Borderlands 2, and in Borderlands 2 I picked the assassin because, you know, he's got the sniper rifle, and he's a lot like Mordecai. So I picked him and went. Right now I'm like, I think I'm almost done with the game. I just got to do a lot of side missions so I can level up my character. But I copied a build because it was a more all around build, and that's how I really wanted him, was more all around, because I use all types of guns a lot of the time. Because to me, and I know it doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but to me it does. It makes sense to have at least one of every type of gun, as far as like machine guns, snipers, shotties, and like pistols and revolvers and handguns. Mostly because you're always picking up all those kinds of ammo all the time. So to me, it just makes sense, and so I'd rather have Mordecai be like almost all around than to build him up one specific way. But again, that's neither here nor there. And I'm sure this is one of those things where honestly, it's probably better to play it the way you'd want to play it, rather than trying to copy how other people have done it. You know, and so truth be told, like, is my Mordecai build probably not good? More than likely, because I still, like, to this day don't understand the builds. You know, it's still kind of confusing. But yeah, and then, so bleh. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to slow down a little bit, and so, but yeah, so I picked Mordecai, was way better with Mordecai, and then I've already started my second playthrough, and about that time, we started working like a whole bunch of overtime at my job, and I had a little extra income, and I started looking up I started looking up to see if Borderlands 2 on the Switch, because I saw that had just come out, because it's like Borderlands 2, and the pre-sequel. And I looked it up on, I think it was Walmart. I looked it up on Walmart's website, and they had it listed online for like $30. And I was like, well, hell yeah. So I go down to the store, because I'm like, if it's $30 online, it's got to be $30 at the store. So I get down there, and the lady rings it up, and she's like, oh, that'll be $54. And I'm like, whoa, time out. I said, your ad. I said, you have it listed here for $32. And she goes, oh. She said, oh yeah. She said, you want it for $32 then? I was like, absolutely. So I got the 1, 2, and the pre-sequel for $30. And I was like, hell yeah. And then I'm gonna get 3 when I finish the pre-sequel. But the difference between 1 and 2 is like, it's astounding at how much different it is. Like, So the first day I started playing 2, because I got really excited. I was like, when I finish 1, I'm going to play 2. And I had just finished 1, and I was just kind of like finishing up some old odds and stuff. I was like, I'll do all the missions and try to get that crap, what's that called? Try to get that achievement for getting like every mission done, you know? And then I started doing the Underdome thing. I was like, man, this is fun. And I was kind of getting killed in the beginning which is sad, really. But anyway, so then when I started playing 2, like the layout for your weapons, as far as the screens to pick your weapon from, there's like, that's way different than it is in the first Borderlands. The second game also has skill points. Like, it doesn't just have skill points, I'm sorry, it's got badass points. So every time it's like you're completing little side missions. Like every time you use a shotgun and you get like 500 kills with the shotgun, you get a badass point. And then you can spend that on your character, and that's kind of what like round your character out as far as like recoil, accuracy, gun power, elemental firepower, what else? Shield delay, shield rate, just stuff like that. Chance, So yeah, like it was just different. It was kind of a learning to me. It was almost like a learning curve, because I'm like, okay, I'm trying to learn on the fly and play the game at the same time. And I'm like, okay, finally I got used to it. I'm like, this isn't really that bad. So I'm kind of interested to see what the pre-sequel and 3 does with all those screens and stuff. So, but the enemies in this game, like, they progressively get harder as the game goes on. So this right here is towards the end of the game. So these guys are the lance soldiers. They like there's a reason why. So each elemental weapon type is good against something. Okay, so the corrosive weapons, which is what I'm using, except for this gun, which is an electrical weapon. The corrosive weapons are good against the armor because it corrodes the armor and it deals extra damage for every hit. So, and yeah, see, I should use a regular shotgun on this guy. So you want to use those against the guys with the armor. You want to use the shock weapons for guys with shields. So this guy would have been perfect to use that on. Or you want to use firepower for flesh. So like regular bandits will light up really quick if you have a high elemental chance. So, but the different weapon types and the different weapon types in this game, it varies. So you have all the elemental weapon types, which you definitely want to hold on to throughout the whole game, right? Because you never know what you're going to come across as far as like different areas have different enemies. And so like I held on, the best thing to do in this game. So every time, like what I did, so every time an enemy would drop a weapon, I would go look at the info card, because the info card will pop up on your screen when you get close to it and you look at it. The info card will pop up on your screen. Look at that, and then I'd compare it to whatever weapon I'd have that was like that. So if I had a sniper rifle that was like a shock rifle, I would look at another shock sniper rifle to see, like, okay, as far as chance for elemental damage, accuracy, firepower, recoil reduction, plus what perks does that weapon have versus the one I have now. Because each weapon has its own set of perks. And the one thing I also had to learn was, so each weapon has the font changes colors. So if it's a white font, it's a standard weapon. It's like it can be found anywhere, you know, depending on which enemies you kill, like you can pick up their weapon, that kind of thing. So white is pretty standard, like you can always find one, that kind of thing. And then you go all the way up to orange, which is like super rare, and it's super rare, and it's like a little harder to find, that kind of thing. And sometimes you can only get those weapons by completing missions. So, but the one thing I had to learn was that just because it's orange, which is super duper rare, or it's purple, or it's green, or whatever, like, doesn't make it better than another weapon. Like, it all depends on what kind of perks and the firepower and all that. Like, you could be holding a super powerful standard Joe Schmo weapon that you picked up from this dude over here, and it might be more powerful than your orange colored weapon. So like if you look at my screen here, see I got a lot of greens and blues. I had one orange, but that rifle to me was actually pretty good. Like, cause I always judge it off of. I go off of the card, and I go off of. I go off the card. I go off of the stats and all that kind of thing. But like if I start using it in combat and it's like I'm dropping enemies quick, then to me it's a good weapon. Even if, like, let's say it might not be as good as this other one, but maybe it's, you know, it might be the damage is better, or the elemental chance is better, or it all just depends. Like I said, no gun. You will always find better guns in this game. Like that's the great thing I love about this. I think this game is classified as a looter shooter. I think's what it's technically, like, its genre, because you're always finding money, treasure, stuff like that, and you're always finding better guns. There's always action anywhere you go. Anytime you have a mission, pretty much be prepared that there's going to be a shootout. There will probably more than likely always be some type of shootout, or there will be an enemy that you have to kill or something. But yeah, this game is a lot of fun, and like I said, I mean, I didn't give it the chance those years ago, and I really wish I had. It's one of those things I think. I don't want to get like super deep on here, but it's one of those things I think I'll regret for a little bit. Whoa, that was some luck right there. Second waves, I mean, gotta love them. If you go down, that's the one thing I love about this. If you go down and you kill an enemy, you get like a second win, but you need to hurry up and like try to find health or finish the round or something. But it's, like I said, it's going to be one of those things like I'll kind of regret, because had I played the game all those years ago, my brother suggested it, he could have helped me as far as understanding it. And, you know, now I don't have that. And it really kind of bummed me out when I got really into it. And it was like, man, you know, I should have given this game the time of day all those years ago, because like I said, I'd probably be at least a little better at it. Not like Major League Gaming status good at it, but yeah, this game is a lot of fun. Even if you're, to me, again, even if you're a casual gamer like me, this game is a lot of fun. Like, you know, I can't tell you how many times I got killed in one specific spot of the game, you know, and that didn't, like, you know, I would get killed, and it never bummed me out enough to where I was like, you know, fuck, this game is just not for me, it's too hard. I was like, let's pick it up and go again. I mean, mostly, again, because the story was so good. To me, that's the one thing I can say about this. The one thing I can say about this game, the story to me is just, it's phenomenal, because all it is about these vault hunters, and that's what they're called. They're searching for vaults, essentially trying to find riches. That's all it is. It's like pirate stuff, and there's looting. It's like the Wild West. It's like the Wild West or pirates, or however you want to put it. To me, it's a lot like it's like a space western, because you're not on Earth. You're on a planet called Pandora, and there's all sorts of other creatures on this planet. Like, it's not just bandits and stuff. Like, there's other creatures. So, I mean, and there's a part of this game that's like my favorite, and maybe I'll go through and I'll just do that one part because it's so much fun. It's like an old fashioned kind of Western shootout where you go through like the Western town, and there's like a sawmill, and you're trying to make it to the final part of this game to where you kill the boss, and it's a lot of fun, and yeah, it reminded me of like a Western. But so as soon as I get Baron Flint put down, and this dude again is more towards the end of the game. As soon as I get Baron Flint put down, I'm going to call it here. I'm going to do another one of these as far as some more Underdome rounds. I'm going to go until probably I die, and even if I might do like a couple more rounds trying to progress, I have to finish 5 rounds to beat this. So we'll see what happens. But next time on Beard and Brew, we're going to play another round. I'll see if I can find some. See if I can find some fun facts on this game, or if I have some more funny stories. I do have some more funny stories as far as like stuff that's been said in this game from bandits and stuff that's really funny. It's like a couple of lines, it was like weird things. Because they just yell stuff at you. But anywho's, next time, guys, we're gonna keep playing the Underdome. So later.